Autobots, transform!
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformer fan, and today I'll be taking a look at my first ever G.I. Joe Classified series. And the figure within is Snake Eyes, of course. And I said I wasn't going to get into this toy line because I didn't like the first couple style of the figures that I seen. Snake Eyes with like the camouflage pants, but then we got this release. These figures, as I go, I'll talk about what I really didn't like and what I do like. But I had to get Snake Eyes because it's Snake Eyes. And I didn't want to miss out on getting in on the beginning of this line. And if later on they decide to drop some vehicles, I'd really be burned if I didn't get in on the beginning. And now, I guess I'm into this line mostly because of this figure right here is Snake Eyes. He is designated 02 in this line. There are some glyphs down the side of the box. I guess this means there's certain skills like the skull, I guess. He's a killer, uses the blade, can't be seen, and he's a ninja. I'm not sure about any of those, I'm just talking. In the back of the box, it has the first few characters featured in the first couple waves. It has, what are these, alley vipers, I think they are at the top. Alley vipers, they're probably coming soon. And then the box depicts vehicles, and I know it could just be artwork, but I can't see them not doing vehicles. Matter of fact, they already did a vehicle with the Baroness. So I didn't want to miss out on like the Trouble Bubble, the Cobra Ferret. I think it's called a Python Cycle on a cartoon. And the ninjas that are already out, Cobra His Tanks. So I didn't want to miss out. On this side of the box, we have some artwork for Snake Eyes. Pretty cool. And what is this? Oh, Timber down here. So this is the basic packaging. As you can see Snake Eyes clearly in the window box packaging. In case you are a mint box collector and don't want to open it, he displays very well. You can see all the accessories. There are no accessories behind the artwork on the front of the packaging. And you can see everything that he comes with within this package. So I am going to get Snake Eyes open. If you've never seen any of my reviews, I like to unbox on camera, so you might want to fast forward if you don't enjoy unboxing. So here is Snake Eyes out of his packaging, and I don't know what this is in the box. There's a giant star in the back of his box. I'm gonna get that to the side. Other stuff. Here's Snake Eyes. Let's see if we can get him out. He's always one of my favorite G.I. Joes from the 80s, and this is by far my favorite design for him with this particular I don't know if it's a helmet visor on. I didn't like the goggles one, the first one we got. And being one of my favorites from the 80s, man, he got done dirty on the cartoon. He never got his just due. In the G.I. Joe movie, when it first comes on, he's doing like ninja type stuff. He flips the Cobra Viper out of the Trouble Bubble and flips inside real smooth. But when you watch the movie, he just got slapped around by Nemesis Enforcer. The funny thing in the movie, they lock Snake Eyes up in a prison cell and didn't bother to draw out the grenades. He's sitting in a cell with grenades strapped to his chest. It's hilarious. So let's take a look at his weapons and get them out. For some reason, this backpack is solid plastic, which is, I mean, man, it really should have hauled this up. I don't know how much is going to weigh him down, but it is solid. Watch this. Man, you heard that? Should have said, listen to this, huh? Comes with a knife, sword sheath, and this gun here. Comes with this gun here. I don't know, man, these got to be made up guns. I don't know. He comes with a silencer. Alright, so first of all, we're going to take a look at Snake Eyes. Get him a little bit closer. Okay, I want to measure Snake Eyes if my bent tape measure will allow me to, because I never owned one of these figures. And he is just over 6 inches tall at the head. So let's bring him forward, take a look. And very 80s inspired head or helmet, whatever this thing is. Has some vents so he can talk or breathe through the mouth. He has a red dot right here. Don't know what that's for. It appears to be black plastic with either a polished black plastic here or black paint. Really can't tell. He looks to be wearing, I guess it's the strap that holds on his backpack underneath here, and it looks to be removable. Then he has the strap for the grenade belt, his pouch here. He's wearing a dual belt right here, but it's one piece. It's designed clever to look like it's two separate pieces, but it is one piece. Right here you can see the symbol for, forgive me if I butcher this, the Arishi Hakagi clan of ninjas that him and both Storm Shadow come from, and I believe it's present up here. Yes, it sure is. Then he has a couple holsters on his legs, some knee pads or knee armor that's not removable, and here are his boots. Has a lot of molded in detail on this figure. Looks very, very cool. Couple pockets back there, pockets on his boots, and both his hands are positioned into like trigger pulling positions, gun holding, gun wielding, guess sword wielding, just wielding something position. No closed hands, no extra hands package. Now let's take a look at his articulation. Snake Eyes can look up this far. He can look down this far. His head will 360. In real life it'll snap off if you try that. He has a neck hinge inside his collar. Allows some more up and down along with the top of the head, top of the neck. No side to side really. His arm 360 is at the shoulder. You can see the hinge at the top. His arms out this far to the side. I'm noticing more armor right here. So armor like this. He has a movable little pouch on his arm. He has a bicep swivel by that pouch. You can get his arm past 90 degrees. Coming to his elbow past 90 degrees. Coming to his wrist 360. Oh, it's on a hinge. Oh, it's on a top wrist hinge too, which is cool. So you can move the sword around. And coming to his abdomen, he has an ab crunch. He can come down real far. And he can look back. He can rock back real far. To his waist will 360. Coming to his legs. He can do the splits. And he can hold the splits. He can get his leg up this far to the front before it stops. And this far to the back. Not that much going backwards. He has an upper thigh swivel right here underneath the belt for the knife holster. He bends at the knee. It's double hinge, but it's not double hinging for me. It's very stiff. It's double hinge, so you can get him into some very cool action poses. And coming to his foot, he has a rocker and a front to back. So now let's take a look at Snake. Oh man, that leg is very stiff. And I don't know if I mentioned it. Oh, he has a drop down hinge here at his waist or hips. That's a drop down hinge to get him in further position. Man, I felt it by accident. So that's pretty cool. A lot of figures don't come with that. It's very, very cool. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he has like some texturing on his pants down here. It's not just straight up black plastic. You see almost like a fabric texture, which is real cool. Alright, first we're going to take a look at Snake Eyes full Tang Katana sword. He has his symbol of his clan on the sword, but it's unpainted. You can barely see it. I believe that's what it is on both sides. And the sword is all black. I think it's supposed to be all black. I don't think they cheaped out on this one like some of the stuff. I believe it's meant to be all black. Well, except for the red right here. A little bit of molded in detailing on the hilt. Pretty cool. Let's get it in his hand. Very similar to the sword he wielded in the 80s. And man, with this hilt, how are we going to get it in here? Man, I was afraid of this with this type of hand. Alright, I have to just shove it straight down, and here is the sword in his hand. So we get two hands on it now, because that was a chore. I'm gonna go for 2 hands. Man, those fingers are hard. Alright, there we go. Got 2 hands on it. Man, his joints are so tight, and the top half right here, if you can see it, it's really wobbly, which makes it hard to pose or stand this guy. Not even pose. We'll get to posing in a minute. Oh, there he goes down. I mean, I'm sure he stands up because like the legs and stuff are super tight, but it's just getting it there. Man. He tends to want to fall back. Let me see if I turn this leg. I didn't even see he has a hidden boot cut. Yeah, that helps. That helps to realign the legs. I'm still having trouble getting Snake Eyes to stand up, which kind of sucks. Man, it's like if he on the shelf and you do get him to stand up, you bump the shelf. He's falling down and knocking down everybody else. Alright, I found a stable position. He's not falling over with the sword. So he can do that. And then you get the sword out of his hand. Hopefully you get the sword out of his hand. Man, with a lot of effort. Man, maybe I should have practiced this review, but I don't practice my reviews if you don't know. And I'm bending the sword. Man, I have to put a dryer on that. And then there's a hole in his back. There's a hole in the strap and a hole in his back where you could take the sheath and you can sheath the sword. Like so, and there's this clan symbol on the sheath. They painted that. So maybe that on the hilt, maybe that's not the clan symbol. I don't know, you tell me. I think it is. Anyway, sheath the sword through the holes, and the sword on his back. A couple action poses. Man, I wish they gave him like an open hand, or like a kung fu hand, or a ninja hand instead of kung fu. He's reaching for the sword and he's getting ready to fight. Alright, get that out of here. Let's check out his backpack since we're using that same hole. This is a backpack. The buckles on the backpack are painted silver, and that's all the paint apps on it. He has some zippers running down the side right here and right here. A couple straps molded in, some pockets molded in, and a big pouch right here molded in. Let's get it in his back. Oh, and oh, you can, I was wondering if you can carry both. You can put this on the side of the backpack. That is awesome. I was hoping you could do that, and there it is. And here is his knife, similar hilt to his katana. Get that in his hand. Alright, that one wasn't so bad. Snake Eyes with his knife. Man, the waist is really killing me. And then with that flopping around and the drop down hips, it's kind of bugging me. And with the backpack, he really wants to fall back. Why did they make a solid, heavy backpack like that? Yeah, he's determined to fall back. You can see he's leaning forward to stabilize against that backpack. Let me see if he's going to fall over. I guess I got it. Here he is with his knife. Now, do we take a close look at it? It's got a couple ridges on the back. Again, unpainted and a little detail in the hilt handle. Alright, well now we come to whatever this is. On most of the weapons in this line, they kind of cheaped out. Look like his wrist is trying to peek out. I don't know if his hands are removable or not. I think they are, but that one looks like it's trying to come out. Yep, his hands are removable even though he don't have extra hands. So if you got some extra hands laying around from other toy lines, or they come out with more hands later on, you can pop it in there. So let's see if we get his weapon in his hand. Yeah. Man, like his hands are just too hard. They could have been softer. Jeez. Are you seeing this? Let's try his left hand. Shit. Excuse me. Oh, dang. Alright, we got this in his left hand, whatever it is. And I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Whatever happened to the Uzi, man? They don't use them anymore, or what's going on? I didn't even sheath his knife. His knife can sheath right in here. Okay, and it's not doing it. Are you kidding me? What's up with that? I mean, is it supposed to stick out? What is going on? My knife isn't going all the way in. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Like in a minute, I'll stop and try to get everything organized. I try to shoot these videos straight through and then edit them without rehearsing or playing around with the figure first, so you can get an impression on what you get out of the box. But man, okay, I can't get him to stand up. He keeps wanting to fall back. I'm trying to move his ankles. Alright, I got something here. Let's take a look at the semi-automatic pistol. And yeah, I do not know what this is. I don't know what this circle is. I don't get it. Where's the clip? And how do the bullets cycle through the gun? And once he pulls the trigger, I don't know. But he has this gun, then it has a silencer. And the crazy thing is, the silencer doesn't go on the larger gun, which it would have been sweeter if it did. There's whatever semi-automatic pistol it is with the silencer. And this hilt should go in his hand very easily. It should. And there it is. It's in his hand. I don't know. Can we get his finger into the... Yep, we can get his finger right on the trigger. There is no trigger for this one. I didn't even pay attention to it. And so now he has two guns, and this one looks a little limp. Or maybe it's the way he's holding it. Alright, and I talked about articulation earlier, and articulation is only as good as a pose you can get him in. So let's see what type of pose this Snake Eyes can pull off. So now we see if you work at it, you can get him in some very cool, some very interesting poses. Let's break down his armor and his outfit. Of course, you saw we added the backpack, so that's removable. If you pop off Snake Eyes' head and lift up his arm, you can remove the grenade belt. I think if you want to remove this belt, you would really have to work at it. This part is a separate piece right here, this little strap that I guess supposed to hold on to the backpack, and you would have to work at this. I'm not gonna do it, but if you wanted to, you probably can get this off, take that part off for customization. The arm pouches come off, so take this one off, and the leg pouches come off. Again, it takes a little work to get it off, so I just moved it down a little bit, but it does come off. Put it back because, again, it takes a little bit of work to get it off. I just want to demonstrate that you can take these things off and give him a different look or add it to another figure. And, of course, the head pops off. Giant ball joint underneath there. Okay, I do not know if I showed it in the video at this point, so I'm going to show it again. If I did, you could take the gun, his machine gun, and port it into that hole right there, just like that. Then you could take the sword sheath, and there's a tab, and you can pour it right into that, and he can carry both right there. Okay, you take the gun and you put it there, then you take the silencer and put it here, so he can actually hold everything at once. Alright, now having said that and done that, let's take a look at Snake Eyes next to a couple other properties. Here is Snake Eyes next to DC's Black Manta. Here he is next to Marvel's War Machine, G1 Transformers Shadow Flight, and Star Wars Darth Vader. I guess you get the fact that I'm going with guys in all black. Okay, I just want to add my 2 cents to the figure and what I think that could have been done better. Not that I'm complaining about what we have. I think they could have put some highlights because it's all black plastic. They could have put some gray or some silver highlights more like around the grenades, something like a button on the pouches just to make it pop a little bit more. And as far as packed in choices, this giant heavy backpack just pulls him back where you have a tough time balancing him in some cool positions with the backpack on. They could have took this backpack and molded it into Timber the Wolf for him, or they could have took this backpack and left it out and gave us some more interchangeable hands. Definitely a flat palm hand like this, sort of kung fu style, or maybe a kung fu type grip hand, and any type of open hand, and maybe one closed fist. But the backpack's cool and all, but it's just so heavy, and it's really not functional other than pegging this thing in. I see if you can actually put a gun or two, or just a gun and the silencer inside the backpack, but then that would make the holster on his leg useless. But just I don't know, this is kind of problematic. It's cool that it's a throwback to the 80s, but I don't think we need the backpack in this line, for at least not for a ninja, you know. So that's just my ideal. What's yours? Okay, this being my first G.I. Joe classified figure, my final thoughts on it, I give it about, I'm maybe being generous, a 7 out of 10. I love the sculpt. I love the look. It's a little bit modernized, but it throws back to the 80s. And I missed a little indentation in the toe where he can put a little ninja star and throw it with his feet right there. I love my little 80s throwback because I'm an 80s Transformer fan, and I love everything 80s. Not to sound too corny, but love G.I. Joe as a kid. Love Snake Eyes as a kid. Happy to have Snake Eyes and unbox and review him first. But the waist, I don't like that at all. That's just too floppy. I don't know why they did that. And I didn't like the hands. The fact that the plastic on the hands are so damn hard. It makes it difficult to get the weapons in and out. So those are the two things I really don't like about Snake Eyes. Everything else is pretty cool. Oh, wait. I forgot 3 things. The knife will not go in the holster. That kind of sucks right there. So those 3 things suck. But everything else I like. I love the look. I love the feel of the plastic. The legs are a little over tight, but tight joints is a good thing because they wear it down over time. Love the look of the sword. There's a lot to like here. I wasn't going to collect this line, but I got started now. I hope they bring on the vehicles. I got a few more of these guys coming at you to be reviewed. If you like this review, come back for more. I am George, the 80s Transformer fan. You just watched the review where every toy has a story.
Autobots, transform!